It's the return to Plan Z. We've got less than a month now before this car's scheduled outing at the Slanted Nationals at Sykes in Missouri on September 5th. And we haven't done jack with this car since the winter. Where we last left off with this, we put the motor together, broke in the cam, and then the car sat. We moved into the shop over here. Maybe a week or two after we moved into the shop, I took it for a quick squirt up the street, and the car felt pretty good. Other than that, we haven't touched it at all. So it's time we dive into this thing and actually figure out what we have. Now, keep in mind, this is completely, there's no formula behind any of this stuff. 100% of this combination is something that I just winged off the top of my head, figuring, well, this may work, that may work. So there's no blueprint to follow or anything like that. I have no idea what it's going to run. I don't even know if it's going to do a burnout. It feels peppy, but I don't know anything more about it than that. So before we get to Sykesing, we have to first make sure all of the car's systems are functioning. And I've already got one problem that we're going to have to straighten out, but I'll get to that in a minute. We have to make sure all of the car systems are functioning, that the basic tune-up is where it has to be, the ignition timing, the spark plugs, carb jetting, all of that's got to be kind of ballparked to make sure that we, and most of all, we need to learn how this car wants to be launched, how it wants to, all of the things that the car wants. Because remember, you have to work with the car, not make the car bend to your will. You have to figure out what the car wants and then work with the car. So there's a relationship that needs to be formed, and we haven't even started forming that relationship. So this morning, checked everything, fired it, stuck a battery in it, fresh gas in it, fired it up, and the very first problem became apparent. We have a leak from the front seal area of the transmission. It has a new TCI 4000 RPM converter in it. Everything seems fresh, but I'm going to have to pull the transmission out and figure out what that leak is. It's actually a pretty intense leak. It's a drip, drip, drip. So, but I want to get at least a burnout and a couple of launches in on this car before I pull it apart. And so that's what we're going to do. We'll deal with the transmission leak, but what we're going to do is go on the side of the building over here, get some water on the ground, see what this car wants to do as far as burnouts go, and then we're going to launch it 2 or 3 times and see where we're at. much smoke off the burner. The car has a weird feel to it. I'm just not used to it. I can't screw around with this anymore because if you see here, this is transmission fluid. This is transmission fluid. So every place I stopped, it dumped a good bit of transmission fluid. And I'm actually starting to think that the last time that I hit it, it was slipping the transmission instead of... So yeah, we're gonna have to call it done for experimentation day number 1. And I'm gonna have to get this transmission out of here tonight and see what's up with it. It left a lot of fluid. So, yep. If it was easy, everybody would do it. It sounds good though. When it grabs and goes, it's peppy as hell. Only a couple of days I'll get the transmission fixed and we'll try it again. I'll see you tomorrow.